Light emitting diode, also abbreviated as LED. It was discovered by Nick Olonyak in 1962. Now, what it consists of basically? Uh, let's talk about the definition of light emitting diode first. So, it's a forward biased PN junction diode basically, and which will emit light when the recombination of electron and holes take place at a junction, PN junction. Let's talk about the principle on which LED will work. So in a PN junction diode, we know the electron will jump from conduction band to valence band. Whenever I'm saying conduction to valence band, that means higher energy level to lower level. So it's going to give out some energy, right? Obviously, in terms of photon in this particular case, and that photon energy will be represented as h nu as per Planck's quantum theory, and this h nu should be equal to energy gap, okay, in a given semiconductor. So let's talk about the construction here. So here you can have a look at the construction. So basic construction, it's a PN junction diode basically. Okay, so the P part is less thick as compared to the N part over here. And the symbolic representation is in this format. Okay, so this diode is emitting light. Therefore, in a circuit, it would be represented in this fashion. Okay, now output will be always seeked across the load resistor in series. Right, so let's talk about the construction in greater details now. So here you can see N type is the base, or we also call it as substrate. Okay. As I have said earlier, P type semiconductor, basically there is a thin layer of P type and it is formed by diffusion process. So basically you coat the N type with gold. Okay. Now why you do it? Because this layer is used to make contact with the material. This is one part, and second part, it will reflect the light also. That's another part. So how it looks like, okay, so let's have a understanding. So this is the diagram basically of an LED, and LED would be for different, the light given out would be different colors depending upon the different combinations of semiconductors used. So you can see exposed top surface of N type of semiconductor being coated with SiO2. Okay? Now, why SiO2? It will act as an insulator. So that's the reason. So now what happens is the entire assembly, you can see it is enclosed inside a solid transparent dome shaped plastic material. Therefore, it is being shown in this manner over here. So the lead wires are the connecting wires, okay, and you can see these are the wires which we are talking about, right? Let's talk about the working. Earlier we did discuss about the construction of light emitting diode. We talk about the working now. So when we talk about the working, here you can see basically when we talk about working, why the series resistance is connected, always connected, because we don't want the current to exceed in LED, because the current exceeds, what's going to happen, it will damage the LED. Now let's talk about the working specifically from point 2. The PN junction is forward bias. What will happen? The diffusion of majority charge carriers, they will take place across the junction. The electrons move from N region to P region, and vice versa. Holes will move from P to N region. So there is a recombination of holes and electrons, you can see. And during this recombination of holes and electrons, obviously some energy will be given out in form of heat and light. We call it as photons. So that's how a light emitting diode would be working. Now, where do we use light emitting diodes or LEDs? So for traffic signals, you can see we use the light emitting diodes in this manner. Okay. So you can see the headlights are also made up of LEDs at times. Aeroplanes, we use LEDs. Most important, 7 segment display. That's where we use LED. Okay. So all the digital readings which come across, okay, for any instrument, basically, because of the usage of light emitting diodes there. You can have a look at it, how a segment display is being used with the help of LEDs. Let's talk about the advantages of light emitting diodes. Light emitting diodes basically are very cheap. They require low operating voltages, low power. Obviously, they have longer life, light in weight, high operating speeds. The switching time is in nanoseconds, so very quick. You can, find different spectral color output depending upon what is needed. Here you can see it is gallium phosphide, then you would come across green color. If you want yellow color, you would be using gallium indium phosphide. Red color, gallium arsenide phosphide, and so on. So different colors also, they come up. You can come across different colors in this situation. So let's talk about the VI characteristics of LED. Now, when I'm saying VI characteristics, V is plotted on x-axis and I is plotted on y-axis. V stands for potential, I stands for current. So you can see whenever the LED is forward biased, anode voltage is increased in small steps. And obviously, until and unless the current reaches the barrier potential, it's this point. You won't come across the presence of the current until the barrier potential is reached. So the barrier potential of a LED will depend upon the type of semiconductors used. Now, when we talk about gallium arsenide phosphide LED, this barrier potential is somewhere around 1.5 volt. So in a way, if the forward voltage is equal or greater than this, current will flow. And then the LED will start emitting the light here in this stage. Here you can have a look at it. Now you can see the LED current will increase with the increase in the voltage, and the intensity of the light emitted also increases if the LED current increases. Okay. Important thing to be noted over here, we never apply reverse voltage greater than 5 volt to LED. Will bring about it won't the LED won't be safe in that case. Basically, when we talk about the VI characteristics of LED, say it is similar to ordinary PN junction diode, except the for the case of a barrier potential over here.